I grew up as a military brat. My dad was in the Army, so pretty much moved around the world for 18 years of my life. And then 2 years later, or a year later after I graduated from high school, I joined the Air Force, spent 20 years in the Air Force. We retired, my wife and I retired from that in 2000 from Travis Air Force Base, California, which is in Northern California. We moved here to the Nashville area, and I started building my own, consulting and speaking and business. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 20 something years is coaching, consulting, got my own podcast and that sort of thing.
All right. So if I had a dime for every time someone told me coaching, consulting, right, things of that nature,
Yeah.
I'd be a richer man. So let's talk about that specifically, because I know this legitimately is what you do, but that seems to, in the kind of the zeitgeist in the social media sphere, seems to be terms that everyone throws around, right? If I run into one more life coach, I don't know, a life coach that's 26 years old, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. But so let's just kind of lay the groundwork for what exactly that is that you do and what that means.
Okay. So if I were to really break it down, I speak, and that includes keynoting, but also training and workshops. I coach, which involves it's mostly personal and professional development coaching, but it's broader than that. So my expertise is really in soft skills and personal development. So I just teach people to get better at what they want to do, and whether it be leadership or teams or just personally learn how to become a better listener or whatever the case might be. So when I get into the coaching, I do a lot of leadership coaching, helping essentially if helping leaders get from where they are to where they want to be. I mean, that's really the easy description. And sometimes it might be just this broader idea that a leader wants to just become more effective. And of course, we have to drill that down. But sometimes leaders just say, I just really have trouble running meetings, or I have trouble keeping the morale up in my organization, or I don't listen very well, and all those sorts of things. And so we begin a program. It typically, if it's coaching, depending on what it is, but I would say certainly leadership coaching is usually about a year, 6 months to a year. And we just try to help them evolve from where they believe they're at in terms of, let's just say, listening, to where they want to be. And that is effective listening. Of course, we would describe that more. And then I also do a fair amount of coaching. I don't really call it life coaching. It's personal development coaching, just trying to become a better person in whatever aspect of life that they like to be. And so then in the consulting world, I'm doing less and less consulting just because I really enjoy the coaching and the speaking part. But the consulting really comes down to sometimes it's strategic planning. Don't get too deep into strategic planning. I work sometimes with nonprofits and so forth and just try to help them out in that way. It's not my favorite. But for instance, I have a couple of companies that I work directly with in consulting. I'm sort of an advisor that sits over the side, and that's probably a better way to say it, is I'm an advisor. So they may call me on a whole host of things relative to their business or their organization. Many times they call me in on their meetings to be that person sitting over to the side that questions them, that's really just outside looking in. And so I might advise them about certain things. Again, I primarily stay in the soft skills arena, how to improve people skills and these sorts of things.
If you like this clip, you're going to love the whole podcast, but you got to make sure to like, comment, follow, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And if you want to catch the whole conversation, go to jerrybrazy.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.